A member of my school group recently asked for help with an interesting Power Automate use case. They want to create an approval flow that is triggered when a new form's response is received. But unlike most of the advice out there, they don't want to run the details through lists. They want to send it directly to the approval action. Most of the videos out there, including my own, show the approval process with lists in the middle. So it took a bit of digging to find the solution that we're going to talk about in this video. The criteria for this use case is that an employee will fill out a Microsoft form when they want to make a purchase on their company issued credit card. For the sake of this video, I've simplified the set of questions to just include what is the charge for, what is your justification, and then in the original scenario, the person included a block for the employee to enter their supervisor's email and the department administrator's email. That way, we can grab that information from the form to route the approval action. I have navigated to Power Automate. We are on the Create page, and this is going to be an automated cloud flow. I'll give the flow a name, and then for the trigger, it's going to be when a new response is submitted to Microsoft Forms. Then we will click Create. The first thing we need to do is set up the trigger to tell Power Automate what form to listen for. As with anything related to a business process, I always suggest that you create a group form instead of a personal form. From the drop-down box, you will only see personal forms. To add a group form, you go all the way to the bottom and select Enter Custom Value, and then you put in the form ID. If you don't know how to find the form ID, I've included a link in the description to a short video. Now that the trigger is set up, click the plus sign just beneath it to add our first action, which is Get Response Details. When the form is submitted, it triggers the flow, but Power Automate doesn't know what to do with it yet. Get Response Details is going to tell Power Automate to gather up all the information included in the response so that we can do something with it. So we're going to go to the form ID again, go down to Enter Custom Value, and paste in the same ID we pasted into the trigger. In the response ID field, we will use dynamic content to get the unique number associated with the submission that triggered the flow. There's not a place for you to find this information. You must let Power Automate get it for you. The next thing that we're going to do for this use case is we're going to add in the action of start and wait for an approval. Click the drop-down to select an approval type. There's no wrong answer for which one you choose, but the two I use most often is approve and reject, everyone must respond, or sequential approval. For the sake of simplicity, I'm going to select approve or reject, everyone must respond, and then build one approval. From there, if you have multiple, you can either select sequential or repeat the steps in this video. The approval request must have a title, and I'm going to type in a quick example. And then under the Assign To field, you do not want to put a specific name because the employees submitting the request may have different supervisors. Therefore, we're going to use dynamic content and pull the supervisor's email address from the form's response. To do that, click the gear icon and select dynamic content. Now we can see the lightning bolt icon and select supervisor's email from the list under Get Response Details. Technically, the flow has everything it needs to run, but the person receiving the approval action won't know what they're approving. So we need to give them a way to see the details. For this use case, the solution that was selected is to grab all the information from the Get Response Details action and include it in the details section of the approval request. So the first thing that I'm going to do is I'm going to type a double asterisk and then put in the question from the form. Now, the reason we're using this double asterisk is it tells Power Automate to put this information in bold. Then I'm going to type a space and use dynamic content to pull in the actual answer that was submitted. For get response details, select what is the charge for to line up the title with the answer. And then I'm going to do the same thing for the next question, which is justification. You would continue following these steps for all of the questions on your form that need to be included in the details section. In this example, we only have the two. Now we have all of the information required to fit this use case, so all I have to do is save and test. And I do recommend that you test every flow to make sure that it works the way that you intended to. I've triggered the test and then navigated to Microsoft Teams. There are two places to find the approval request. The first is an email, and the second is under the approvals action or the activity bell in Microsoft Teams. Looking at the approval card, we can verify that Power Automate correctly put in the bold title and then pulled in the answers from the form that triggered the flow. As the approver, you have the option to add comments and then approve or reject. So in this example, I'm just going to add a couple of comments and then approve the request to go to the Power Automate conference. The status of the request will update on the approval dashboard in Microsoft Teams for both the approver and the requester. The requester will also get an email letting them know the status. I navigated back to Power Automate because some of you shared that it's useful to go over the flow after it's been completed and tested. So in this use case, we created a flow that starts when a new response is submitted to a Microsoft form. Power Automate knows which form to pay attention to because we provided the form ID. Then we added the action Get Response Details. This tells Power Automate for the same form ID, gather up all of the information so that we can do something with it. In order for Power Automate to know which response to pay attention to, we use dynamic content to pull in the response ID. This is not a number that you can find on your own. Power Automate has to get it for you. Then we added the action Start and Wait for an Approval. The approval type selected in this scenario is Approve or Reject. Everyone must respond. In the mandatory title field, we gave a standard title that will be used on every request. In the Assign To field, we use dynamic content to tell Power Automate to look for the supervisor's email in the form submission and use that as the Assign To criteria. In the details section, we added some titles and then told Power Automate with dynamic content again to pull in the answer and associate that answer with the titles that we specified. From there, the flow is complete. However, if you have more information, you can just continue adding more titles and use the dynamic content to pull it in. And if you have multiple approvers, you can continue adding additional actions for those approvers. And so that's everything we needed to create this simplified credit card approval flow.